following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at NYE Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my NYE VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyevwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish, and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.
Wrestle Fandom Radio, Disruption Network, Stu Garrett rated R, ZB on the set first, Utica, New York, them CNY wrestling fans, giving you results like attendance, heads are in the stands, rumors in advance, who's returning, who got injured, we're paying homage to the legends going through the tenure, I had to spit it on wax, we give opinions and facts, all the latest updates, who was getting the strap, who was getting pushed, who was heating, who was cheating, who got buried for a top spot and who was leaving, what you think of TNA, what you think of the E, who's the best in Ring of Honor, who's in NXT, also Lucha Underground and New Japan Pro, AAA in Mexico, you know this is the fan show. We do this for the love and show it locally. This is what a wrestling podcast's supposed to be. Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shoot and what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat. Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shoot and what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat. Do you hate Roman Reigns? Who's the best in the Shield? Will John Cena eventually end up turning the heel? We Young Bucks and Bullet Club, and I'm signing with Vince. World Wrestling Entertainment dotted line on the Prince. Will Kenny Omega make his debut in the States? Taking AJ's title, grave his name on the plates. Will Jericho retire? Who will ever beat Brock Lesnar? Will he re-sign? Who will be his top contender? Will CM Punk return again for one more match? Maybe headline WrestleMania for one more strap? Maybe HBK, you could keep Ric Flair, finally get the 1, 2, 3 with a pin over Taker. Will Daniel Bryan stay being cleared to compete? Will they break Asuka's streak? Is she fearing defeat? So many questions to be answered. Got the 411 Wrestle Fandom Radio, and there's a lot more to come. Check us out. Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio.
What's up, everybody? Oh,
hi.
Turn on the cameras early. Let everyone see what goes on before we actually start.
Finally time to talk wrestling.
Finally.
After talking about taking a shit the entire way.
We talked about pisses and shits the whole way here.
We really did.
For like 30 minutes. Or
we
whatever.
really did.
By the way, if you shit with a shirt on, you're a weirdo.
You're a weirdo.
So welcome to Wrestle Fandom Radio on DisruptionNetwork.net. We appreciate you coming. I want to thank all the sponsors. So yeah, I mean, should we just jump right into the fact that, Survivor Series and War Games? We just jump right into that.
I didn't watch War Games.
Yeah, I didn't watch War Games. I did want to watch it. War Games is such an interesting concept within itself. Like, I wish WWE would do it.
I heard it was good, just like last year's.
The War Games match was so good, I wanted to cry. I'm not.
Was
even
it
joking.
from what's that arena in Brooklyn?
It was the same.
Barclays. Barclays. Yep.
Huh?
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, they were in California.
Oh yeah. They're at the Staples Center.
Oh, that's right.
They're
at
the Staples Center.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, the War Games match was unbelievable. I mean, just every spot was amazing.
It was Undisputed Era versus
the War Raiders, Pete Dunne, and Ricochet.
Oh, okay.
Oh god, it was so good.
Was it?
And not like too much high flying stuff by Ricochet either, which was good. Because then when it happened, you appreciated it. It was just the violence was just.
Oh no shit.
Oh god, it was so good. And they're like, I can't even like this. You have to watch. You have to go back and watch it.
Did Undisputed win?
No.
What? No. Come on, dude.
No, they did not. They won last year.
So. They're undisputed for a reason.
Yeah, they won last year. They had it last year.
They're probably going to get called up soon anyway.
They've got to. They got to come in and do like a big thing at least after WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
So much happens after WrestleMania. I almost want it to happen after the Rumble.
That's fair enough.
I want them
or
to come
at the Rumble.
because it'd be so good.
I bet Adam Cole could enter. Did he do the Rumble last year?
He did the Rumble last year.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I'm
really surprised they're not on the main roster yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all so good, and I mean, you guys might have to watch it more to like understand, because like Adam Cole is so big. He's good. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's great. I really like Adam Cole. Ricochet with all his high flying stuff, and he's still a good wrestler. Otherwise, Pete Dunne is really amazing as a wrestler, but I honestly think secretly Kyle O'Reilly is the best wrestler in NXT.
Oh, dude, I was watching. It was Ring of Honor back in like 2015.
Yeah.
He had a feud with Adam Cole, dude. It was like one of the best feuds of the promotion ever.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, either like Bobby Fish is also really good. Like there's a reason he's an Undisputed. And,
right.
What's his name? That's also in Undisputed.
Roderick
Strong.
Yep.
Yo, Roger Strong is amazing. I was instantly a fan of his the first time I saw him in NXT. I swear I saw him live.
So you don't like? Yeah, you have 2CW. Were you at the show that they did in Syracuse? There was like a WWE show that day. I know it was the end of September. Faith and my other buddy Meetop brought me for my birthday to like both events and shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I know he was there because that's where I talked with him and shit. And I actually talked with Matt Jackson for a little bit too. He was really
nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah,
Matt Jackson. He's from
the Bucks.
The Young Bucks.
Yeah.
What's the other one's name?
Nick. Yeah.
Is Matt the shorter one?
Maybe Matt is the one that looks more like Matt Hardy. That's how I remember them.
They do. They remind you of the Hardys.
Yeah. They
the taller, skinnier one is what was
Nick.
Nick.
I'm pretty sure Nick is the taller one, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Speaking of that, they had a match with the Hardys at House of Hardcore 7, I think. I know I own the DVD, and it was a killer match.
Was it good? Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I know segue really quick. I seen the post earlier that you commented on, the change of the channel post about wrestling. What wrestlers make you want to change the channel?
Oh yeah.
Okay, why Jeff Hardy?
So in fact, this guy posted. He was like, really, Jeff Hardy? He's great. And I was like, so this is why I don't like Jeff Hardy. Okay.
Oh, God.
What's wrong?
I'm just surprised. I never hear that.
What?
I don't like Jeff Hardy. Nobody ever besides you has made that statement.
Don't care about Jeff Hardy. You're like, I don't like Jeff Hardy.
I will literally change the channel if Jeff Hardy comes on. He's one of those wrestlers.
Jeff Hardy versus Nakamura. I literally just like, boop, anything but this. Like.
So it's that specific match then?
No.
Well, okay.
I'm not huge on Shinsuke. I don't really like him at all. But what happened was I love the Hardys when they came out.
Right.
And I love them, especially still as a tag team. So
So do you just feel like they're a shell of their former selves?
Well, of course, but that happens with all wrestlers,
right?
So.
I don't know. I think Jeff's pretty dope. Pretty still for his age.
I mean,
I think
for his age and for what he did to his body. I'm going to give him that. I'm going to give him that. Matt can't even.
Of course,
bend
that's
his
why
back.
he left.
Yeah, Matt can't even bend his back anymore. He's literally.
You can tell it's by the way he walks.
Yeah, but so when they were big, I realized that that Matt was the better wrestler.
Okay.
Right.
While Jeff was doing the high spots. You know what I mean?
So to you, Jeff just became a high spot monkey.
Yeah. So I'm like, wait. Because they were like, oh, who cares about Matt? I'm like, whoa. First off, they're a team. They're together. And I used to be really huge on tag team wrestling. And I was like, Matt's the better wrestler. I mean, he does a leg drop off the top rope. He still goes through tables. He gets hit with.
I wouldn't skip out on Jeff though. He's not just a spot monkey, dude.
That's true.
Jeff can wrestle, dude. If Jeff wanted to wrestle, he could wrestle.
But back then, Matt did the heavy wrestle work while Jeff did
the high spots. Right.
Once Jeff was solo and he went to like TNA and stuff like that, he had to rely more on his wrestling. But then his drug and drinking got more.
Yeah, but in WWE during that first run, doot was in his ear every 10 seconds, telling him to jump off of everything in the building.
Exactly. And it's amazing that he's not more fucked up than he is, because they do motocross shit too, and you were talking about, they broke their legs.
Yeah. Jeff broke his leg, and he's never gotten injured in the fucking ring. Yeah, how's that even possible?
Yeah. So
because wrestling's fake, ladies and gentlemen.
I kept saying Matt was better, and everyone was like, no, Jeff is better, and then it just
Jeff was more popular.
Yeah. So everyone else telling me that Jeff was better just formed into me just being like, nah, screw Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody,
it's your opinion. You're allowed to have it. I disagree with that opinion.
I'm not saying I dislike him in any way.
Just surprising. I can see the Miz or anymore.
7 to 10-year-old Anthony would tell you Jeff Hardy is a fucking god.
Yeah.
Me today, I think
17-year-old me heard me saying this, I'd be like, what the hell are you
right? To me today, he's like one of those hipsters who thinks they're artists, but their art sucks, and you know what I'm saying, and his band sucks. And you know what I'm saying? So he's not as creative as those
he's a B player.
but I mean, he's still one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I just can't deny that.
Cool.
There was something about him when I was a kid.
His music's
saying
god-awful.
I'm not even saying he's a shitty wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying I don't, because of all of that stuff, the way it all.
So because he's popular, and he overshadowed Matt, you hate Jeff.
Essentially, yeah.
Someone's a Matt Mark.
Essentially, yeah.
That's great.
And then it wasn't even like, oh my god, Matt's the best. It was just what about this?
I know, but don't take it out on Jeff. It's not his fault. He's popular.
I'm not saying it's his fault.
Man.
I'm not saying I hate the man. I'm saying I don't like watching him.
Fair enough.
I don't really like Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't like everything about Shinsuke Nakamura.
Why?
He's more annoying than I don't know. He was good at one point.
He's not changed the channel for me though.
His mannerisms, the artist known as why are you an artist? You're not an artist.
Okay, I agree. I agree.
No.
Shake your hands like this a bunch of times.
I agree, and he emulates a pedophile every week. Yeah.
Who cares?
So I agree with you on those points.
No, wait a minute. Pro wrestling's an art form, though. It's a performing art. So technically, he's an artist. But is he good enough to be considered a great artist with it? What is his artistry?
No,
I don't know. I don't think
he should just be the king of strong style. I agree. The artist is
okay. If they just went with the king of strong style as his moniker,
he's not really even that.
I wouldn't even
strong style. There's dudes that are more brutal than him in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, he's not in Japan. He can't be as brutal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a given. I get it, but it's
If you watch some Shinsuke matches, like I used to watch him in Ring of Honor before he came to.
Okay. I never seen those.
Yeah, when they would do the crossovers with New Japan, dude, and yeah, Shinsuke had some great matches.
Was he brutal? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't even like. But like, that style because it hurts people. So
yeah,
it's like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it hurts people, and it's like all it is really like throwing your weight, and that's why like I'm not huge on Daniel Bryan because I wasn't watching WWE when Daniel Bryan came in, got big, and won the belts.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't watching, and that was around your time when you were watching like Ruthless, right?
No,
PG?
that was way
I don't
after.
even know because
I picked up
in at like the towards the end of Ruthless into PG.
Oh no shit!
And
yeah,
I can't.
You might have even given up before me. Like pretty much when the Papa Roach song took over Raw. It's about the time that I stopped watching.
God,
and I picked back up in Royal Rumble 2015 because I happened to be scrolling through TV that day, and I was like, "Oh shit, wrestling, dude!" I was like, "Screw it! I haven't watched this in years. I'm gonna see what's going on." And it was the Raw actually. Because they like had the blizzard or whatever, so they showed like the main event of Raw and of Royal Rumble. Yeah. So like that was my first exposure back into it. It was Lesnar, Cena, and Rollins. And my first thought is, who the fuck is this blonde striped motherfucker?
Was a triple threat though. I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was a great match, and it just got me back in. From that point, I was like, okay, screw it.
If there was I don't know if there's anybody that literally makes me turn it off or change the channel. I think like if Joey Ryan was in WWE, then I'd be turning this fucking.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't like what he's become. I didn't mind him so much back when I used to see him, like when he like started when he started getting big. But
Lesnar, I agree with you with. He's turned the channel.
But you know what though?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
not even to fucking see if somebody could beat him.
I'll say this again, and I know you guys don't agree.
He's not going to get beat on TV because he's not going to wrestle on TV.
Right?
I'm going to watch the match at the pay-per-view because I'm hoping somebody can beat him. I can't believe Bryan got as far as he got.
Right.
But then again,
no, it was believable
wrestling is wrestling.
Yeah.
But it was done well for two guys I do not care about. For two guys I don't care to watch in the ring. I did leave it on and I did watch it, and I was actually happy with the match.
Okay,
because I like So for everybody watching, I texted these guys and was like, I was like, I hate Lesnar. Everyone who watches this, who's seen this, that you guys know, they know, I hate Lesnar. Everything about him. But I was like, I hope he throws Daniel Bryan around. I'm not huge on Daniel Bryan.
I think that was kind of dumb because
Well, I know. But he agreed. He obviously agreed to wrestle him, and they obviously agreed to do it. And he agreed to. And he.
I don't think it was smart on his part.
No, I don't. Neither do I.
Well, Daniel Bryan's a small dude, but he's not no fucking pussy. You could definitely.
No, he's.
Sean broke down why. He like got all psychological and figured out why I don't like Bryan. He's a mark for himself.
Yeah, I think so.
See, I don't personally believe that. Maybe to me, he's a humble dude. But no,
when it comes to his wrestling and his wrestling persona, like even when he's behind the camera, even when he was being a GM, he was still a mark for himself.
Right.
And when he said
because when they would do that talk smack and it was kind of half shoot, he'd really, and I don't like the Miz, but he'd go on the Miz like, oh, you got a fucking real wrestler. Like, first of all, he is a fucking wrestler. He's just not as much of a technical wrestler as you. That doesn't mean he's not a fucking wrestler.
He's a beast too.
That's like what he tried to tell Roman Reigns and John Cena. The same thing. You're not a wrestler.
Right.
They're still wrestlers, dude. It's just you're a higher caliber of technical wrestler.
Right. But as far as Lesnar goes, like I said, I agree with you, and you guys will probably agree with the substance of what I'm about to say, but I don't think you guys will necessarily agree with my reasoning. And I've talked about this before, so I'm pretty sure I know you guys don't agree with me, but there is no fucking crossover potential, dude. All the crossover fans that are there have already happened. Any other fucking meathead jock MMA motherfuckers are not going to watch pro wrestling. Stop making that motherfucker so dominant. Get him off the screen.
You mean like there is fans that like both, but they're already established.
They're already established.
Going back and forth.
All that's left on the UFC side and the WWE side. Right.
To like
on on either side either. Like, I'm not gonna fucking watch MMA because it's boring most of the time. It's people fucking putting each other in sleepers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, some
of them,
are pretty
some
cool.
of them are good, and especially when they're fucking 24 seconds.
Yeah,
someone
I'm
gets
not
knocked
one of
out.
those guys that
really
watches
exciting,
the whole card, and I couldn't tell you what number UFC that.
Right, and like
442. Like, I don't fucking know.
And people make fun of me for watching pro wrestling, but at least it's fucking deliberately entertaining. There's not a chance.
Well, they should never be compared anyway.
I agree, but there's never. Well, I'd say probably about like a 95% chance because this was Goldberg Lesnar the main event the first time they faced off. Was that Survivor Series like 2 years ago or whatever? I believe it was, yeah. Okay, so besides like one exception in WWE and like one or two in TNA, you're not going to get a 30-second main event. That's pretty much not a possibility at all. And I lost track of my second point. I was so deep in thought.
About the whole, MMA thing and wrestling. And
Right. I had a second like specific point I was going to make, and I just lost my train of thought. But yeah.
Well, I mean,
either way, like the crossover is there, so stop trying to push him down the throats like our throats like this dominant UFC person. Like, yeah, he could rip my head off in real life. I don't care.
Right, that's their logic. Is in real life he'd kill any of you, and it's like, well, that makes you, to me, you make wrestling look even more phony.
That's not
because you're saying that this real MMA dude could kill any wrestler.
Yep.
Now all the wrestlers' credibility is shot in the garbage. Like, well, they're just phonies.
Well, that's just bullshit.
You know what I mean?
That's just bullshit anyway, dude. If somebody even like Daniel Bryan, maybe somebody a little taller, let's say AJ, was like a black belt in judo, like they could fuck Brock up, dude. They'll just use his momentum against him. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure if he's going to go back and fight for the belt.
They have more of a fighting chance,
Right, absolutely.
With the martial arts.
Right.
What if so MMA is real and WWE is scripted. Right. So why have the WWE champion go and fight and possibly lose?
With that belt around, but they don't care though. It's the cross promotion,
right?
And it's just bullshit.
They want to try to win people over, and he wants to, and he's gonna probably a guy like Lesnar will say, "Well, fuck wrestling, then I'll go do MMA."
It'll help him get over as a mega heel in MMA and UFC if he walks out with that belt. That's about all it's gonna do for him.
If he wins and he's a dual champ, fine. But like, wouldn't you think? As far as marketing went, as far as like Vince, like you'd want him to do that fight first and then come back. If Vince and Dana were in cahoots and said it's fine, he can hold both. It's going to look good for everybody. Wouldn't you want him to do the real fight first and then come back and dominate?
No, his belt's not on the line. If he fucking wins their belt while he has the WWE's belt, he's crossing over into both worlds and getting, like...
It's not the first time it's happened, though.
No, but
I'm saying...
The point is that
if he loses and he's the champ for WWE, doesn't that make them look a little... I don't know.
Oh, I agree.
All that's going to make it look like is, he lost to a UFC guy.
Yeah.
The UFC marks that hate wrestling are going to be like, well, you see, they're phonies.
See, they're phonies. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if he wins...
That's what they said after Brock's first fight.
But it doesn't matter. Like, hardcore wrestling fans don't give a fuck either way. They only care about wrestling. And it doesn't matter if he fucking loses because he's not a phony. It really has nothing to do with that. If he wins, though, there's going to be idiots that are going to be like, you see, those wrestlers are tough. It gives wrestling more credibility. It makes it look more real to kids, I guess. But the point is,
I agree. I'm just saying
the pop culture media coverage it would get if Brock Lesnar, a name like that, held both titles, real or fake. It does draw attention to both companies. It does, because it might actually win over people that don't really indulge in either.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What's the media outlets that are going to cover this that are any different? Like Fox has been covering wrestling like recently and shit, especially since they're
they have in recent years, but it was basically because of Brock Lesnar and people like that.
Yeah, but but Brock's not going on fucking Good Morning America. I mean, not that pulls in a huge audience or anything, but he's not going on late night shows or anything.
Well, he's been on talk shows on like ESPN and shit too. You know what I mean? Well, he's representing WWE. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but anybody who watches ESPN either knows what WWE is and hates it, watched it as a kid, still watches it. But I mean, it's not like they're pulling in anybody new. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same people from the demographics of MMA and wrestling. You know?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you never know. I mean, it could. You know what I mean? Like, it's rare, but I've had people that are like, oh, all right, maybe I'll check it out again. I used to be into wrestling. I'm not anymore. Let me check it out again. And then there's some people that, like, all right, I'll watch MMA, you know, and I'll come over and watch. Because my friends used to have it all the time or want to throw in on it because it's fucking $80 a pay-per-view, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Dude. But, you know, I mean, I don't think it's going to generate them spending money on the product like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think they're going to even buy a ticket to a show. But I don't know. I think they're just trying to just be as noticeable as possible. Like if they were still doing the rock and wrestling thing, they'd want to be on a music network. You know what I mean? If they they try to be philanthropists, so I mean they're trying to be on everything they can.
Are you trying to tell me that rock and wrestling album wasn't gold?
It was pretty. Well,
no, it sucked.
It sucks so bad it's good. Like it's almost like it's something that develops like a cult classic based on cheesiness. You know what I mean?
Dude, I've never thought to ask you, with you like being a rapper and shit, like what did you think of John Cena's album? Have you ever given that a listen to?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Well, it was produced by Bumpy Knuckles, and it had this other dude on there. I can't remember his name. He's from like same part of Massachusetts. I knew people in, and I thought like it was really good. As far as like him putting words together.
Oh yeah, no,
I was actually impressed because he wasn't doing the ABC 1 2 3 Cat in the Hat shit.
Right.
Fucking Conan and Rey Mysterio did, and people like that. Like he actually,
he had flow and like
he had a couple of multi-syllabic lines here and there.
Right.
I mean, so I was like, oh, so he actually worked on his craft. I mean, obviously it was generated towards kids, so it was non-explicit, so it was a little
dude, it was very. I own that album. It's very explicit. It has the fucking marking right on it.
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember hearing cursing.
Oh, it's absolutely explicit. One of my favorite lines is
shit. Maybe I heard the edited version. I may have heard the edited version. You never know because I heard it in a friend's car. A kid wanted it. I think they got it at Walmart.
Oh, absolutely. You know how like the parental advisory like this, like not only did it have that, like most of them do, but it had under it like sexual lyrics and
disclaimer.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I heard a little bit of that in his car, and then when they used to have the shit where you could scan the CD and listen to it, a few years back at FYE, I listened to a couple of snippets of that, and I was like, well. I'm
gonna find it.
It's still Marky Markish, but it's still like more hip hop than rap.
Oh yeah,
because of that. Because he's got like
he sampled a lot of beats on that album.
It's it's a hip hop well-known hip hop producer, and it's sampled beats, and he chose topics and he wrote on topic, and he tried to finagle words together and have some sort of lyrical prowess. So I was like. Cool. He actually, you could tell he's a hip hop fan.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Would I consider him like a great MC? Not really.
No.
But he knows how to put words together better than a lot of other entertainer rappers. I mean, they were horrible. If you've heard Kobe Bryant's shit or Allen Iverson or Shaq, it was just shit. You know what I mean? I think Shaq had like one good song, but like Biggie Smalls is on it. But anyway. I mean, I'd give him like probably like a 6 out of 10 if I had to rate it.
Yeah. But be a man though.
Was that what it? Oh,
when
Macho Man.
Yeah.
No, believe me, honestly, the Macho Man album will kind of impress you for an old like white dude that doesn't know hip hop culture and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like meaning not saying you can't be white and rap. Obviously.
Yeah, but I imagine that.
But it's still it originated as a black art form and. I think that Macho Man being his age and what, he was probably, I think he might have been in a rock band too before. Like, I was actually surprised. I was like, wow, like this dude's going whether somebody wrote it for him or not, I was like, he's catching it. You know what I mean? But then again, they got the fucking show with, I think it's Method Man now where they have celebrities come on and
like drop the mic or something like that.
They freestyle battle each other. And it's written shit. And obviously they've won over for a month, but
of course.
I mean they nail it though. Usually
most
it's like
of them nail it.
It's on beat, and it's like it's almost like making people think anybody could rap.
Oh, of course.
And maybe anybody kind of could because you don't have to have a singing voice, but not everybody could, rap good.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
I mean?
Well, look at all the people that are signed that are shit.
It's like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a lot of bad shit out there.
I kind of think, like, I don't know. Like, I'm definitely more of, like, a punchline person. Like, Big L is definitely, like, top up there.
Oh,
Big
you
E
hear
is up
somebody
there.
like that.
Big Pun. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like that either you get it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about it. Like,
John Cena wrote his own shit, so it was like he didn't have no help.
Right.
He had obviously
maybe his cousin helped him. I know his cousin probably wrote his own verses and everything, but
maybe with like a couple words here and there, like flows or something. But I mean, they showed him they showed a video online with him in the booth with Bumpy Knuckles at his own studio. And he was like, "Oh, I got to do a couple more songs." He's like, "I'm going to write this one." And he sat there, and it didn't even take him long to write it. And of course, they probably sped up the process a little bit, but
right,
yeah, he went in there. It didn't take him too many takes. And I was like, "Wow, that's how I've done it before." I mean, that's not that I'm trying to fucking show off, but I mean, I've done that.
To me, that's the way to do it. Like, I usually take about 15 minutes to an hour to write lyrics, and once they're written. I don't fucking change them unless I need to like take out a word to make it fit better, like with the music. Other than that, I don't fucking change them, because if I do, I'm gonna spend months and years changing every single little thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, it sucks too when like you feel like you nailed it, and then later on you're like, "Oh, I could have said this," But
yeah, I definitely feel like that's more prevalent with rap.
Different methods of writing. I've done it all different. Literally, I mean, 4 bars at a time, straight through. Went back to it. Took an hour. Took a month to write a song. I mean, doesn't mean I didn't do other shit in between, but it's just. I think it's like whatever you got to do. If it's spur of the moment and you need the classic move, grab the napkin and the pen in the restaurant and
right
get those few bars to get it started and get
Well, now we all got phones now too. It makes everything so much easier.
Yeah, I do it all on my phone. I remember for a long time I didn't.
My phone.
What made me?
I don't. I personally like sit down and say, okay, I'm going to put pen to paper and write a song.
I still prefer pen and paper.
Well,
I don't have it.
Well, what made me?
I always have my phone.
What made me switch over to the phone and the email thing is that I fucking finally lost a bunch of lyric sheets. So I was like, fuck this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never going to do that again.
That will happen.
But, but it sucks because shit that took time,
We had a couple of, comments on
it.
John's hitting on you again.
Is he?
Yeah, he hit on you again.
John, show me your penis.
James threw one up here.
Sweet.
And then Matt Broler-Reese, while we were talking about Lesnar, put hashtag bring back Steve Blackman.
That's what I'm talking about.
and then
too old.
And then shared a GIF of it was Lesnar, like right when he comes out, right before he walks down, he does like the bounce. And it just says bounces Lesnarly. I like that. I like it because what's his name was doing that.
D-Bry.
Yeah, he was doing that and like making it look extra goofy. Like I was like, he's gonna throw you really far.
Oh man,
like, he's dancing around like David the Gnome or something.
Nah, dude, I think Lesnar like loves shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
I don't.
That's like I heard
because he seems.
I don't think he's mad at it, but I don't think he cares either way. Lesnar's a fucking prick in real life.
Yeah, like everything.
I don't think he's a prick to people he likes or respects or has to.
I don't think he's. I think it's more show than anything. I don't think he's.
I don't know, man. I mean,
because I saw
to actual people like fucking peasants like you and me, yeah. But like to his colleagues and shit, I think he's probably a pretty nice dude.
His colleagues,
I don't know.
He may be all right. I don't know.
I don't think that's true at all. I mean, he literally. It's not. Made up that he lives out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and his property in Canada, like you'd have to drive to the nearest phone that he has. Like it's.
We don't even know if Sable is still alive at this point.
No, yeah, but
has anybody checked on her?
But he doesn't
know.
He doesn't quote unquote dress with the boys. He doesn't show up early. He doesn't stay late.
Neither did Punk.
No, a lot of people didn't, but at times they did. But he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
He's not.
Well, he had his time where
he's not personal friends on any. Like literally, I think the closest person that he knows that wrestles is Goldberg, and he's really not even that tight with him. And for whatever reason, dude, he came up with John Cena, Batista, and Randy Orton in OVW, which is like a fraternity.
Oh yeah,
and
well,
he doesn't
that class too.
And they're all friends, and he doesn't give a shit about that. I don't think Lesnar in real life. I think Lesnar in real life is fucking crazy as he is, and intimidating as he is, and all that, and as much balls as he has. I think he also has like fucking phobias almost, and like social anxiety because he hates people and he doesn't like traveling.
Right.
And obviously, though, I mean, he's also a family man, so I mean, I'm sure he's great to his family. Hopefully,
if that family is still alive.
If they're still alive, I mean, sometimes they get in the way of hunting season, so.
We don't know.
Hunting season is
we need confirmation on this. Wrestle Fandom Radio reporting on this first.
We haven't seen.
If Sable's not with him at the UFC match, then he killed her. That's all. She's always been to those. She's not allowed in WWE, because she tried to sue Vince before. But
oh yeah, well she came back after that anyway. She did a run in the Ruthless Aggression era.
No,
Playboy again.
No, this was years later. She tried suing him again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why she's not ever coming. No, she's never coming back in a Divas Battle Royal. Here's the thing.
Back and bang
the only reason I know a lot of this shit is because I'm friends with people that are friends with people that still work there.
Right.
So you know what I mean? It's like once in a while I find out a little something. Doesn't mean it's true. It's probably true.
Right.
But real secondhand news.
Right.
Like it came from someone who literally heard it.
I can't say whose name, but like for example, a guy I hang out with every week and watch wrestling with has a really good friend that works for WWE, and they work more closely with NXT. So
okay,
there's shit about that too. You hear? Well, she hears shit from the other shows and all that, and relays it to him once in a while. It's a she, but she's behind the camera. You know what I mean? And then supposedly, I hear once in a while I hear other corporate shit. I know a guy whose girlfriend, her uncle in Long Island. He's from Long Island. He works for WWE. He's like a fucking corporate executive type. You know what I mean? And
oh no shit.
So I hear about once in a while when their ratings or sales might be down, or if they're in financial trouble. Like they're not in financial trouble, but I mean, definitely not. It's just they have their what's that term? Leaps and valleys, or is that how you say it?
Peaks and valleys.
Peaks and valleys, and I don't
leaps and bounds.
Whatever. I don't use that.
Mixing up leaps and
I don't know. Leaps and bounds, peaks and valleys. I don't use this shit. It's really old even for me, but that's what he referred to it as, and it's like you could tell almost like when that's happening because they're almost like really shoving shit down people's throats. You know what I mean? It's just, and any company's going to do that. You know what I mean? It's all about advertising and promoting. I mean, your shit's down. You're gonna go harder for it. Unfortunately, some people see that shit, and it kind of almost like still steers them away from the product. I don't know why. It's like, what's that other saying? That law of attraction, the Murphy's Law or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like
an object in motion stays in motion.
Yeah,
Is that Murphy's? Yeah, I was going to say that's not Murphy's, is it?
Or whatever the fuck, right?
Newton's law. Is that Newton?
No, I'm getting my cliches wrong, but
Murphy's is if whatever can happen will
happen. That's right. Yeah. That's right. But either way, it's just like it almost like you're trying to really put this, in people's faces is like diverting them away more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'd rather try to look for something new to give people. You know what I mean? Instead of the same old fucking, shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, instead of like shoving reins down somebody's throat more,
right.
Let's make a new star.
Right.
Let's not go back to like, Seth Rollins for a little bit. Let's make a new star on Raw.
But Strowman.
Right.
Yeah, Strowman.
Right. Right,
dude.
But they've kind of almost ruined Strowman.
Strowman's going to be the next Big Show, dude. I don't remember if I said that last podcast or not.
By the time he gets the belt, no one's going to give a fuck.
No one's going to care.
Well, regardless, he's already exhibited the face and heel turn. You know, that's just what they're going to do with him. They're going to turn him into the next Big Show.
Went face, turned heel. Now he's back to face in a quick manner of time.
Yeah,
but they had to because of the whole Reigns thing. So they kind of had to.
What do you guys think about them using that shit in the storyline with Dean and Seth, where he's like, because of what we did in the Shield, we all got to answer to he's got to answer to God, like
that's.
I think anything is fair in pro wrestling, dude. All's fair in love and war, pro wrestling also.
Yeah, I don't know. That might have been.
Do you think that they? I doubt they did, but you think they asked Reigns permission, or at least ran it by him? Like, listen, we're gonna say some shit.
I don't know. I wouldn't doubt if they didn't actually.
So,
but regardless, back in the day when it was the triple threat match for Mania, when Orton told Mysterio like Eddie's in hell or whatever, and like people are outraged about that, like, dude, like it's fucking wrestling. Like
that's a little much. No, because he actually died.
No, in today's day and age, dude, when everybody is so fucking.
But that wasn't
homogenized.
That was back then.
So homogenized and like everything. The cat's out of the box, dude. You got to do something to like rile these people up.
Well, yeah, I get that, but
anything's fair in pro wrestling.
A guy that died prematurely, that was on top and working for your company at the time of his death, and you say that not long after me.
You burn him like that.
It's a little much.
Maybe something.
It's a
Reigns is at least still alive.
Yeah, but it's a heel who got his comeuppance. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, don't get me wrong. We're talking about it now. Obviously, left an impression.
Obviously, yeah.
It made an impression, and he is a crazy, vicious heel.
In wrestling, like when
or what about
Triple H shed on Rollins. He's like, I put the company on your shoulders, and what happened? Your knee gave out.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Well, that's not so bad.
So that's what I'm saying. That I think is fair because you're like, dude. Obviously it was an accident, and they all.
You're saying there is a line.
Anything?
You're saying there is a line. He's saying there isn't.
No, unless it's like the dick shit and like funny shit like that. Like keep the dick shit out.
Why though?
Because it's fucking not plausible. I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy who died. I mean,
but that's plausible. But that's plausible. If this was MMA, well, I mean, maybe
like
not
when,
MMA. Maybe they tell him not in MMA. But still, if this was like a street fight or something, and like you two knew each other, you fucking hated each other, and like one of your fucking relatives recently died, you're telling me one or the other wouldn't say some shit?
Oh, like sure, it's happened in movies, sitcoms, soap operas. I get it.
Well, in real life too. I mean, it's some shit that would happen.
At the same time, Eddie Guerrero was Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah,
it's not like
he's not any less amazing because of that comment. Though it was just like an asshole said that.
I know, but he actually died, and that was actually his real name, and he actually lived the wrestling business his whole life. It's almost like as bad as or it's worse actually. But what was almost as bad was Edge telling Mike Lace, like, rubbing it in his face that your partner, fucking Bam Bam Terry Gordy, died of a heart attack because he was a loser, fucking drunk or druggy or whatever.
I don't remember that.
It was fucked. It was fucked up. But I mean, like,
some things I'm saying that's like
Terry Gordy never wrestled for them. Really, I think maybe in the early '80s briefly. But
like real life illness and death, I think you should leave out of that game.
I don't
stuff like there's something that happens in wrestling.
But I think the fact that
TNA, like in TNA,
you can't make no exceptions though. If you're saying all's fair in love and war, really, I don't think you could even say leave out the dick stuff.
You
can't.
So
anything goes. Anything goes.
All right,
but you can't. But if you're not drawing a line of death, if you're not drawing a line of death from a current superstar,
it's not like they're dying on camera. It's somebody who's already dead. They're just talking shit about
him. He died. And
it doesn't matter.
It was him. It was Eddie Guerrero.
But it would happen in real life, though.
But like Reigns isn't even dead. He might live.
Yeah. Well, it's like in TNA when Fortune turned on the bigger faction. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I don't.
Right.
Aces and Eights.
No. It was before that.
The shit with the legends or whatever. Main Event Mafia.
No,
right?
It was after that.
I don't remember.
And then so when they turned on them, and then
the Canadian
Bischoff came out and was like, you punks, like, how dare you? I gave you everything. And he's like, no, you came in here, you started changing stuff. They
actually ruined the company.
He's like, I gave you he's like, I gave you everything. And AJ like leans over the rope and goes, you ran $1 billion company into the ground. And then you came here and you started doing the same thing. Yeah, but
not even close, but they did spend
but they
$60 million,
but
folks.
they could have been.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys think about Katie Vick then? Is that too far?
What's that?
I mean,
Katie Vick? You don't know what Katie Vick is?
Well,
it's where Triple H fucked a mannequin with a cane mask.
No, because Katie Vick it's a fictional character.
Okay.
I honestly don't.
I'm trying to tell you.
When you go home, type in like WWE.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Kane, Katie Vick, dude. It's like Triple H fucking a mannequin in a coffin at a funeral home.
Yeah.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and with a Kane mask on, pretending that it's Kane fucking this girl.
But that was great shit. But what I'm trying to tell you, Eddie Guerrero was Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero wasn't Eddie Guerrero playing, some other named character. Eddie Guerrero lived the business. He was a champion. He died prematurely while he was signed with the company.
And
that was distasteful.
My personal god of YouTube, Wrestling with Regret, brought that up as well as a point. But I just still disagree. I just put it this way: if you were in pro wrestling and you died, would you give a fuck if you were used in a storyline?
Depending on what was the content.
Sean's down there in hell. Would you care?
I'm dead. I'm not going to know what's going on.
So you don't care?
I'm dead.
All right, thank you. So why would Eddie care?
I got to really think. I wouldn't care myself, but I'd have to think about how my family would react.
If anything, Eddie would just be proud to be in a fucking storyline. I say
this. This is how I look at it.
And Ray got the final laugh, so it's not like...
I would have just simply... if I wanted to do that, which it does, it's going to generate nuclear heat, right? I would I would say, you know what? We thought about doing this. I'm going to run it by Vicky Guerrero. If Vicky Guerrero okays it... Right. I'm just saying, maybe she did, maybe she didn't.
Okay.
If Vicky Guerrero okays it, yeah. All's fair. But... if Vicky Guerrero's like, fuck you, I don't know if you can get sued over that shit, whatever, but yeah, I probably wouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Vince, I think, would. I think we're going to do it anyway. We'll change a little something. But.
Who wrote this segment? Jesus Christ. Katie Vick, what the fuck?
That's ridiculous.
Are you looking it up?
I'm watching it right now. And then Triple H is just laughing.
It's basically necrophilia.
Yeah, it's necrophilia, dude. It's great.
Which is a touchy subject.
Do you remember Katie Vick?
So, all right, so we got way off the rails and barely talked about
anything.
Why not? We can talk about where the fuck we want.
It's true. It's ours. But I want to know how everyone else felt about, essentially the entirety of
Survivor Series.
I liked it.
I thought it was decent.
I don't care what anybody says.
I didn't like it.
Dude, I told you, if it's decent or better, I'm happy because I don't expect great.
I didn't.
From WWE.
Every
pay-per-view this year was good, was decent, except for Crown Jewel.
I definitely didn't think it was the greatest, but I definitely didn't think it was the worst either.
The Raw.
I love the main events, is what I mean.
The Raw clean sweep was stupid in my opinion.
Yeah, I do agree. That's kind of bullshit.
I liked Charlotte.
Does it make sense when you just signed?
What about Enzo?
Well,
we didn't even talk about Enzo.
Dude. I'm saying back to the thing with sweeping SmackDown. It's like you just signed like a $1 billion contract with Fox to put SmackDown, and you're going to bury SmackDown.
Right.
What the fuck?
I know, it's bullshit.
Whatever. Yeah, Enzo, corny. Like, dude, no one cares about you anymore.
Yeah,
man. Like,
dude, that was
like he didn't keep the momentum going. Like he got out of it. He didn't do enough like shoot interviews on it. But then like he puts out the video, which is like cool.
Yeah, because he was like, I'm done with
wrestling. But only promoted it on World Star, and then he goes out to fucking Times Square, fucking draws like a huge crowd. Fucking dude, I'm like, wow, I can't believe this dude's that over. Yeah, and doesn't do anything after that. And months later, does like a little bullshit interview with thisis50.com. Like, nah, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck
dude,
that.
he fucking he got kicked off a plane recently because he was like smoking his vape and like they told him
he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, dude,
he's a New Jersey jackoff. That's the fucking problem with him.
And
he's an idiot.
He changed his name from Real One back to Enzo, but it's
He's not a real one.
NZO.
He is a fake ass Italian fucking.
Well, yo,
he's
what are
not
you
from
saying?
the streets. He's from fucking the suburbs. You know what I mean? Like he's a fucking. He's pretty fucking Quande Maz over there, and he ain't really. You know what I mean? Like he's. Yeah, I do too. I think he's spending like whatever he's got left on drugs. Dude, I heard he was like living with his sister. Like, dude, you fucked up, man. But he's telling people, I probably won't go back to I ain't gonna go back to wrestling unless I'm in WWE. Dude, you could have gotten bookings at the time. You were
mad money, yeah,
from
dude.
that fucking issue. You could have been getting paid $1,000 or more per show, doing fucking 3, 4, 5 shows a week.
No, instead you want to go make a rap album.
And it's not even good. He's not good.
Did he make a whole album? Like,
he's been trying, but he's putting out a single at a time.
Right.
By the time the fucking whole EP probably comes out, everybody heard the songs. That doesn't even have any exclusives.
No one's gonna care.
Who's gonna give a fuck? He gets the fucking views because it's on World Star, not because it's him. He gets part of that's because of him. Most of it's because of World Star.
I wish that like Vince would let. Who was wrestling? It was like Shea Morrow and Big Show and whoever the hell else was in that match. AOP. But anyway, Vince should have let them like fucking interact with Enzo.
I was feeling it, for a while. I was like, you know what? Maybe this guy's misunderstood. I love it when a guy gets accused of like, rape or something and it gets dropped. Like, I know that sounds fucked up. And I know that, probably most women aren't lying.
Right.
But some do because I've seen it. Like, I had a friend who went through, I was there on the premise, like the night before he was accused. I was just like, and I've seen, obviously women trying to say that about certain guys like Kobe Bryant or somebody because they got hundreds of millions, So I'm like, fuck that shit. When I see that shit, it's like, one for the boys, you know what I mean? But then I was like, okay, cool. And then I'm starting to kind of like think, maybe this guy's got a little entertainer, and I'm like, oh, cool, maybe I could get behind this, you know what I mean? And nah, he's just an idiot. He called himself
he's a one-trick pony.
Muscles Marinara. It's like, dude, you don't even have muscles.
Yeah, it's not.
You're Chef Boyardee, bro. Yeah. Fuck out of here.
Well,
you're bagged Italian bread.
Well, if your muscles are made of marinara, of course they're going to
it sounded funny, but, it was like, I can't get behind, as an Italian American, I can't like get behind this guy. You know what I mean? He's like the fucking Cuomo of wrestling world. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? And just, I can't get behind it. But yeah, he's trying to go on that corny shit.
But you can't get rid of him.
Well, it's like, dude, you're not, this isn't 1987. You're not Andrew Dice Clay. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you're not gonna. I like him, but you're not gonna get over. That's not gonna get you over, man. Nobody cares. And then when you think about it, and his name's like, what's his real name again? Like something Arndt or something, like something German, like fucking.
Who? Zoe?
Yeah. It's not even remotely close to Enzo. Like I thought his fucking real name was like, something.
Enzo.
Eric Arndt, or like what? What the fuck is that? What is an Eric Arndt? Where are you from? Hoboken? You from Hoboken, New Jersey, or what? Like, I don't know, man. I mean, I think that like he was a guy who was in the right place at the right time, got a little fucking fame out of the wrestling business, and unfortunately he can't wrestle, he can't rap, and he can't act. What could he do? He's gonna go crash a fucking pay-per-view? That's pathetic.
He attempted to crash a pay-per-view.
No,
he certainly did not crash.
He got in. He was what, second, third row or something?
I don't know if it was true, but when I was scrolling through Facebook, I saw that like an article where he injured a fan, like when he
jumped off.
Yeah. When he
could have.
Security was chasing.
Or they could be saying he injured him to get money. Whatever.
Well, there was a picture of somebody in a stretcher. Who knows if that's just a fucking.
He's a klutz.
Who knows if that's a clickbait picture or not? But I mean, I haven't seen anything since then. So I mean, I don't know.
He was standing on his chair and then he like dove off.
Yeah.
Well, they did snatch him up.
Yeah, but still, that could have hurt somebody, especially if they weren't like.
Oh yeah,
I didn't see it. I've seen the clip. I didn't see it, but I'm gonna look again.
Yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think of the Charlotte Rousey?
Best match of the
Loved it. Loved it. I was really looking forward to the one with Becky, and I was a little heartbroken.
I know.
Me too.
But we got. It's just like with Daniel Bryan. We got to see something we never seen, and it was a good match.
Can we just?
What more do people want?
I would have liked a definitive ending.
Can we just take?
It doesn't matter. We all say that. Well, it could have been this, could have been that. We don't fucking work there.
Can we just take a minute to admire how hot Becky is when she just had that busted nose, just talking shit? Then the next night with the black
I mean, I'm not that into gingers, but
that was one of the.
We need to appreciate.
Have you ever fucked a redheaded girl? Like a real carrot top ginger?
No.
Their pussies are weird. You know? Hey, it happens, you know. But I don't know.
Wrestler, period, male, female.
She's hot until she.
Toughest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, absolutely.
She had her face broken. Not just
that's just a lie. That's just her nose.
That fucking stupid Nia Jax.
Dude, like that. She caught. If you saw the punch, like the
it fucked her up,
dude. Like, all this just caught.
Well, if she had a broken nose, they would have fucking said it and put a fucking face guard on her. She gave her a fucking.
She had a concussion.
She could have fucking. You could kill somebody like that. You understand what I'm saying?
She got her. She got her good. So like,
she's a piece of shit.
Still like just keep. going,
she gave her a fucking receipt.
You know,
she did punch her on purpose. She gave her a fucking receipt.
Why'd she?
The problem is
why though?
Because she stiffed her. Becky stiffed her on accident.
When?
In the melee or whatever melee and fucking melee in the melee and fucking what happened was you can see Nia's whole body language. Steps back. Cut.
Well, she turned around and just.
But the problem is,
you know what I mean? It was
you're gonna stiff somebody back. You stiff somebody back. You don't blast them back.
Yeah,
that's the difference. They all recede each other. That's the whole point. Like, yo, if even though it's an accident, if you get me, I'm gonna get you back the same way.
Yeah,
it's not. I'm not gonna take it to another level.
I didn't see where she like stiffed her. I just thought everyone was in there fighting. No. I mean, in a melee, a lot of shit.
Me and Hameen like looked over it numerous times. We're like, dude, it was blatant. I don't think she meant to fucking.
She obviously didn't break her nose, yeah.
But she that's why she's not a pro, though. See, a pro could go, you know what, he stiffed me a little bit, I'm going to stiff him a little bit back.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking clean his clock. I'm just going to,
No,
wake him up a little bit, let him know, listen, I'm giving it to you back. Because they still do that. That's still one of the old school things that they do because accidents do happen.
Yeah.
Now, when you're giving someone a receipt purposely, don't fucking take it to that level. I mean, know your strength. Yeah, you're a fucking gargantuan of a woman.
She's the biggest person in there.
You could have killed the bitch. You could have ended her career. You could have fucking ended her career.
She's like the Andre the Giant of like the women. I don't think there's ever been really anybody as big as her.
Yeah.
Difference is
and shit. But
when Sasha kicked Paige in the back, she really didn't mean it. You see what I'm saying? She wasn't giving her a receipt like I'm gonna kick this fucking bitch's spine through her stomach. This fucking fat bitch, and then thought, I'm going to heal it up on Twitter and stay in character, but I'm going to talk about look at my fit. Like, shut up, dude. You should have been a professional. Should have been like, you know what? All gimmicks aside, you know what? My bad, yo.
See, no, that's real life heat to use. I'm sure with Becky, she was probably like, yo, I really didn't mean to break. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Again,
Becky could say, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You didn't mean it, and think, well, fuck, you probably tried to take me out of the game.
But as a fan, like, I don't want to hear like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. Like, oh, I forgive you. Hearts and hugs and kisses. Like
when she walked,
whether it's real or fake, she should say "fuck you."
No, when she walked out,
you broke my face.
Fist off. That was fucking awesome. She was like, you know what I mean?
Right, but I don't. Like, I don't want to even see Nia apologize. Unless she words. I don't know how exactly she would do this, but unless she words it in like some like conniving way where she's not being genuine, then I'd be like, okay.
Well,
but I don't want to see her actually apologize. I'm sorry, I don't. No. Like, that just ruins it for me.
Yeah. No, she should absolutely take the heel route. She should absolutely take the heel route and be like, yeah, I broke.
Yeah, but the problem is, you guys don't understand is that she's injured. She's injured multiple people, and she's still almost. She's almost. No, she hasn't actually. She hasn't.
She can't. What's her name? Can't even wrestle right now.
Who?
Alicia Fox.
No.
You're talking about Alexa Bliss, but that's not because of Ronda.
Like twice.
No, it's not. That she had lagging injuries that she already shouldn't even been wrestling with.
Yeah, well,
all Ronda did was finish it off.
I think both
18 arm whips.
I'd say both of them.
She can't.
I'd say both of them should be sent back to NXT. Neither of them are ready.
Who's more green though?
Nia
Who's
and
more green?
Ronda. Well, I mean, not that Ronda was ever
Who's more green?
Ronda.
All right, there you go. Who should fucking know better by now?
Nia.
There you go.
No, both of them, because she should know. Like, I understand that it's in.
All she did was do those fucking stiff judo flips. She wasn't stiffing nobody other than that.
Hip tosses more than the arm whips.
Okay, well look at
she whips. Like who else? Is she? It was somebody else that she was like whipping them by their arm. It looked like.
It doesn't mean it was
taking a towel.
Yeah, but the way they were landing, wasn't bad. The way they were landing wasn't bad
because their hip tosses are really good and they look powerful. So that's what she should.
She's got to be easy on the shoulder, the sockets.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is she's got to be a little easier.
Not saying two wrongs don't make a right. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Look at fucking Charlotte. Look what she did to Ronda. She fucking elbowed her in the jaw and busted her shit open in her fucking mouth,
that's
dude.
Right.
See how bad her fucking mouth is bleeding?
But that was just in like.
It doesn't matter. Be careful.
She went to go.
You could have broke her jaw.
Yeah, but Ronda's probably somebody that tells you to lay it in too.
No, they ain't, dude.
You don't
ain't
think
nobody telling me. You know what?
Getting bumped in the mouth happens all the time.
It doesn't fucking matter. She could have broke her jaw. She gave her a blatant elbow.
No, she was
this far of her jaw.
Watch it again.
I watched it. Trust me.
She definitely didn't.
It doesn't happen with other people though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't. That type of shit don't happen.
That's why it's an accident. It doesn't happen all the time. It just happens when
that's not the. I know it's an accident, but you guys don't get it. It's called being a professional. Be more careful. It's a blatant example of be more careful. That's why the real pros, that shit don't fucking happen because they ain't gonna be doing that. You see what I'm saying? These chicks ain't as good. They're not as good as you think they are. Charlotte Flair is not as good as you think she is. Charlotte Flair is an athletically inclined person who does her father's movesets, but she's not a fucking master in the ring.
See, I disagree. Well, I mean, I wouldn't
disagree on that she's got 20 years experience?
I wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily say that she's a master, but she's better than some of the men on the roster. I will go out and say that Charlotte is better than some of the men on the roster.
Like the new guys?
Or like Fandango and fucking...
No, she's not better than Fandango. Yes, Fandango's just booked wrong. She's not better than Fandango.
No, dude.
She can't do a fucking leg drop off the top rope like Fandango without hurting somebody.
I would say she's better than Miz.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
She's not better than the Miz.
I would say she's better than Miz.
She's in better shape than the Miz.
Nope.
She's not better than the Miz.
I think she could wrestle better than the Miz.
No. Absolutely not.
Yeah, she does more.
Thank you.
I don't think we watch wrestling the same way.
She,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do I know?
To the outside,
right.
I grew up on Bob Backlund, Bret Hart, and Kurt Angle. I don't know nothing, but I'm just saying, I don't think we watch wrestling the same way.
Yeah, but this is also Ric Flair's daughter, dude. Like, she's had the correct training, and she knows.
But Ric Flair's Ric Flair.
Well, Ric Flair is Ric Flair, and I mean,
she's not Ric Flair. She's a wannabe Ric Flair. She's Ric Flair Jr. in a female form.
His oldest.
I don't know if I wouldn't want to see a Ric Flair Jr. in a male form. To be honest.
Yeah, but that's due to WWE, dude. Because when she came in, she was just Charlotte.
Well, we complain about booking, but the point is
fair enough.
That's the booking side of it. I'm talking about her actual in-ring ability.
Her in-ring ability, yeah.
She is not as good as people think she is.
I would say she's better than Miz. I would certainly say she's better.
I think that's apples and oranges. I think Miz is a chicken shit heel, and he can't get all his shit in all the time anyway.
As much as
if Miz was a white meat babyface, you would probably see Miz probably impress you.
Ambrose is one of my favorites, and I would say she's better than Ambrose. I would certainly say she's better than Ambrose.
I'm sorry, he's boring.
Well, maybe, I guess,
he's a boring wrestler.
I'd say with her athletic abilities and her footing, I mean, she's a little,
he's slow.
He's
real slow.
I can't tell if he just actually is overhyped and sucks or he doesn't try, but
he definitely knows. Try.
He's no Seth Rollins, I'll tell you that. As far as like athletic, being athletic in high spots, he's not Seth Rollins. I'll tell you that. I mean, they both do their little.
It's okay to not be.
They both go off the top, and they both, do their fucking running dives and all. I mean,
yeah,
you could tell who's the more the weak link of the Shield,
right? And you can. It's okay to not be Seth Rollins, but like. Watching,
I think Roman's better than Dean. To be honest with you,
so do I.
I really do.
I agree with that.
So do I.
I
do.
See, but there's something.
But Roman is a pure athlete, though. Let's not forget that.
There's something to be said about the way that Dean does things, though, like the way he does, like the suicide dives and shit. And I almost
every single match.
But see, when they do that push thing.
Let me finish my point.
I mean,
But I kind of almost equate it to skateboarding. And back in the day, like Lance Mountain, I'm not sure if you guys know who he is. He was a pro skater back in the 70s and 80s. He skated for Bones Brigade. And he was like one of the skaters who like wasn't as good as the rest. But that's what made skateboarding look accessible to all these people who came into the sport later. Some people like Mike Vallely, if you know who he is, probably not. But anyway, regardless, like that's so I kind of feel that way with Dean. Like if I was to do a suicide dive, that's how it would look because I suck. So
but then again, Dean came up. What was his? Where did he really wrestle for a long time, like CZW?
Yeah, he's a hardcore. Yeah, he's a dude. I own one.
They
of his,
suck. Like fuck CZW.
Like I'm sure
wannabe ECW
insane there, but
no, dude, they're way more graphic than ECW ever was. I watched.
No, I'm just saying they have less.
CZW,
they have less wrestling ability though than ECW
did. That one video where you shared it where the dude he did like a fireman's carry, but then drop kicked the dude in midair, and then they both went through the table, and one guy just came slammed right on the pavement.
No, this was different.
Concrete.
This was literally like an event that they run every year that's like outside in the middle of like this hillbilly field and shit. And they literally like took out like it's like a carving saw like you would use on like a turkey or something, like an electric carver. And fucking
doesn't even belong in wrestling.
Yeah, I know. This dude just fucking took it out and
neither does
fucking,
a cheese grater, but that shit was in WWE.
Doesn't belong. It doesn't belong. That's because they were going on the fucking heels of that ECW popularity.
Yeah,
we're gonna use this and make it even bigger.
Well, I don't.
I hate that shit.
I don't necessarily like it, but I like that they made it their own. They went a different direction. Like ECW is tame compared to that. So I mean, like I like that they did it differently.
Not really. I mean, have you seen some of the most brutal ECW matches?
Okay, minus New Jack matches. ECW is tame.
Balls Mahoney.
Doesn't matter.
Axel Rotten, Ian Rotten.
Okay, minus the fucking
fire.
What the hell was that match called?
Scaffold
dives on their hand. I forgot what the official name of that match was. But I mean,
CCW is like really ultra violent shit. I mean, it's like it's pretty badass. But if you like that shit, I don't give a fuck about backyard wrestling. You know what I mean? Like. My favorite ECW matches were the ones that it's cool, but I'm saying don't get hurt. But my point is that even in ECW, I liked more of the wrestling matches. So it's like the ones that were less hardcore. But it's like even certain ones, it just had to be dependent on the wrestler. But my point was that Ambrose is coming from a mainly hardcore environment. He's not doing hardcore matches.
Right.
If Ambrose, I think, came in the Attitude Era from a CCW, I think it was even around back then. And it's like, I think he would have shined more in that aspect. I think that just like, they don't know how to book certain people. You're not going to see people's full potential, the way they book them. You know what I mean? And some you will, and they have really athletic, wrestling matches, and some of it is like really good, but it's a little overrated at times. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, for example, we were talking about Daniel Bryan. He's a, wrestling purist. I think AJ is a better, even technical wrestler than Daniel Bryan.
I think
you know what I mean? Because he could do it all.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to only do high flying.
Yeah.
But I think high flying, he could contend with Rey Mysterio.
Right.
Yeah, but D-Bry can wrestle too, though.
D-Bry can wrestle.
I'm not saying
I think he's a little overrated. You know what I mean?
I definitely think he's
but he's also not what he was. I think when he was in his prime, I think he probably was the best wrestler in the world. You know what I mean? Or one of them. In the top 5. Technical wrestlers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just it sucks, man. You know what I mean? Like everybody thinks something could be better, and you know what? You're not always going to get it.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
All right, so if you had to give Survivor Series a grade, what would you have given it?
Like 8.5. Probably give it. Only because of the main events. Only because I love the the women's match, and I love the Brock and Daniel Bryan match, and
I'm surprised. Like I said, I'm surprised I like that match because I don't care for either one.
Right.
But I did.
I did. I love I even liked the Nakamura and Rollins match a lot.
I was literally about to say that for other people I'm not huge on. I was the Rollins Nakamura match. I was surprised because I'm not the hugest on Seth. I think he's a really good wrestler. It's not that I dislike him. It's just that he did some.
Another guy that to me is a little overrated
back in the day.
Oh right, yeah,
like
definitely.
I kind of blame the fact that I'm never going to see Sting Taker on him.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but Taker. Okay, we're up for time, but we'll talk about it next time. But Taker is in shit shape. Honestly, he's
now
50 something.
Now, but we could have had this match
I
3 years
don't know.
ago.
Yeah, but even a couple.
It would have been decent.
No, it wouldn't have. Even a couple of years ago.
You can't have Taker lose again at WrestleMania, but they did.
It would have been decent in like 04.
I think that
it should have been the last match for both of them. That's how they should have ended their careers. It was like WWE's biggest dude.
No.
I
thought the
Sting is not
1 point.
I thought
Sting is not what Undertaker is, unfortunately.
But to WWE he was, or to WCW he was.
But WCW's second rate,
right?
I'm not disagreeing with. I'm saying,
but they made it into a WWE versus WCW. That's why Triple H won. Sting should have won that.
I think it was one of those fantasy matches that just had so much hype behind it that it just wouldn't live up to the expectation either way.
And
we'd all be pissed about it.
I think like 10 years ago would have been awesome. I think even they were older 10 years ago, but I think 10 years ago would have been awesome.
Yeah,
and it's not. It's not going to be.
Well, not not.
It's going to be what you've seen with Michaels and Triple H versus him.
Oh yeah,
that was terrible. Crown Jewel, shame on you.
Oh, it was garbage, absolute garbage.
WWE, shame on you.
What about you?
I'd give it a solid 5.5 probably. I'd give it middle of the road.
Like I said, we don't see the same things when we watch.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't necessarily give it like
maybe
a
5.5 compared to your favorite pay-per-view ever. But I mean,
for
what's going on now, I'll give them an 8.5.
Yeah, but some things are the same and some are different. Like D-Bry turning heel was good. Like it's something different. Him winning the championship unexpectedly. And there's just some things that remain the same, like Strowman. Like, give fucking Strowman this title. Like, I don't understand what we're waiting.
I mean, but Strowman still did his fucking thing. Man, that was an awesome Survivor Series match. That fucking match was awesome.
It was awesome, but I mean, like, I don't know. Just on a whole, I don't know.
It would have been better if they put him through the table and then all the rest of Raw got eliminated, and then he came back and crushed everybody else. Then that's what would have made it awesome. That's why I was like, no, there's still all these guys and Shane McMahon. Obviously, we know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, of course, dude.
If I had to give it a grade, 3.5.
He's even harsher than I am.
Yeah,
I don't know, you guys.
I did not. I
think you're being a little too critical.
Overall,
I think you're being a little too critical. I think that's like saying you'd want
we had a good.
That's like saying your 10 would be something that's just not attainable in the world of wrestling.
That's not true, though.
No,
it's not true at all.
Your expectations are too high. Like, okay,
no.
Granted,
Dave
like mainly wrestling people aren't writing this shit. I get that because that sucks. They are TV people, whatever. But I mean, are you going to be able to, like, a wrestling person could write it and you're still like, well, this could have been better. That could have been. Everybody's always been saying that. Right. Everybody has a voice now, right? That's why we're doing this podcast. But let's be realistic in a way. I mean, a 3.5 and a 5. I mean, I don't believe that. I don't
believe an 8.5. I could see if you went to like a 6 or a 7, but an 8.5.
You're looking at like, well, every match wasn't this. I mean, it doesn't work like that.
No.
It doesn't work like that.
That's not necessarily what we're trying to.
Thing ever. I said I liked the Lesnar Bryan match, and I don't like either one of them. But with when looking at it, like the whole card all together, the way that they ran the both series matches, the Raw clean sweep when they're about to give the show switch the network thing, it just was none of the booking on it was
unless you're Fox or a SmackDown, Mark. What do you care about if SmackDown got swept?
I just care.
You know how many times Raw had better ratings and was literally called the flagship show, and when they would do a Raw versus SmackDown pay-per-view, bragging rights, all that shit, SmackDown would win.
SmackDown won the first year, like everything the first year. Like
no, SmackDown has won overall more times.
No, I don't think
than
so,
Raw has.
Dude.
Yes, they have.
I have to.
They've either won collectively or they've won the main event, and it made you think, like, what the fuck? You know, like, because I'm not gonna lie, I watch Raw more, right?
Right.
Now that doesn't mean that SmackDown never had better wrestlers or wrestling. It just means that I was surprised because I'm like, well, they got some really good shit over here, and I like it better, and it's watched more. The ratings are higher, but They had SmackDown win. You know why they did that? Because Raw's ratings were higher. They want you to tune into fucking SmackDown. If SmackDown fucking wins, see, the problem is with them is like this time around, it's like, well, we got the fucking money from Fox and it's going to be a relaunch, so we don't care right now.
Yeah, but
we'll fucking have Raw be the shit. You know what I mean?
Ratings are higher, because it's been a show that's been around longer, especially when the first brand split came around. But even when the first brand split came around, like Vince always had in his head that Raw is the A show, no matter what the fuck ratings or anything else shows.
Absolutely.
So, so that's just what it's going to be. Like, it's just by default because that's Vince's decision. It's not based off of fact, you know?
But does that matter either way when you're looking at match quality?
Fair point.
They had good matches. They were good matches. I don't care. There was none that were like stinking up the place is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like I said, if I see something decent or better nowadays, I'm like, oh, that shit was good.
But just because it's decent or better doesn't mean you have to give it an 8.5. Like I said, I would agree more with like a 6 or a 7.
A 10 for me would be, at this point, probably unattainable.
Oh, no. See, I mean,
10's not unattainable for me.
For me, yeah.
SummerSlam?
Because a 10 to...
SummerSlam was good.
SummerSlam was... Didn't we say SummerSlam was amazing?
Yeah.
But I still probably would have gave it a 9. You see what I'm saying? But I'm happy with that. I'm like, yo, this was a great pay-per-view.
You know,
see what I'm saying? It's like, in the realm of great.
It was because it was the first time I said that NXT, that TakeOver wasn't better.
As good, right?
It wasn't better. Because TakeOver is always better.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah,
because I'll watch both, and TakeOver always ends up being better. And SummerSlam was the first time where it was either, I can't remember if I thought it was on par, they were equal, or SummerSlam was actually better.
Mm-hmm.
War Games was you guys have to watch War Games. Aleister Black versus Gargano was like a 5-star match.
Was it?
Yeah. It was absolutely a 5-star match.
Who won? Who won?
You want to know?
Gargano?
Yeah, no.
What?
Yeah, no. Gargano is the world's greatest jobber, dude. He is. He's like he is. I don't understand how.
Has Gargano ever won the title?
No.
Really?
No, he was just tag title, but that's it. But all right, we should probably wrap up. We actually went away a little bit over, but
Scrat.
But yeah. So we'll be back. We got some plans coming over the next couple months. Some cool stuff that may happen. So definitely want to tune in there.
Oh yeah. And, shout out to the sponsors.
Yeah.
So yeah. But sponsors, thank you so much. Especially thank you to the Mill who hosted the quadruple record release party.
I'm going
which was dope.
Yeah, I'm going to upload No Compliance is Set to our YouTube channel tonight, so be on the lookout for that shit.
Check that out, and check out everybody's other pages, the Rated R CNY, Fight for Rome, and No Compliance. Check all that stuff out. See if you can see some pictures from the other night. I didn't get a whole lot of pictures. I took some video, but not a whole lot of pictures. So.
Yeah, no. Every time I went to go take video or picture of you guys, dude, I kept getting pulled away.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, "Oh shit, hey!" And then like as soon as I'm done talking to that person, all right, and then somebody else is fucking talking to me, and it's like,
I was like, I was doing the same thing. I was seeing like a ton of people, and I was also trying to make sure like this
is running smoothly.
I've never run a show, so I was like, oh god, I just want to make sure everything went smooth. So, but
size deep and shit.
But yeah, all right. So we'll see everybody in 2 weeks on I think it's the 5th, right? Tune in then, and
I don't know.
I think it's the 5th because I looked it up. I don't know.
We'll give y'all a notification.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the 5th. Yes.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right. Check us out on. You'll see on the Disruption Network.
Peace. Happy Thanksgiving.
Peace out.
Why?
Wrestle Fandom Radio, Disruption Network, Stu Garrett, Rated R, ZB on the set first, Utica, New York, them CNY wrestling fans, giving you results like attendance, heads are in the stands, rumors in advance, who's returning, who got injured, we're paying homage to the legends going through the tenure, I had to spit it on wax, we give opinions and facts, all the latest updates, who was getting the strap, who was getting pushed, who was heating, who was cheating, who got buried for a top spot and who was leaving, what What you think of TNA? What you think of the E? Who's the best in Ring of Honor? Who's in NXT? Also Lucha Underground and New Japan Pro. AAA in Mexico, you know this is the fan show. We do this for the love and show it locally. This is what a wrestling podcast's supposed to be. Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shoot and what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat. Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shoot and what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat. Do you hate Roman Reigns? Who's the best in the Shield? Will John Cena eventually end up turning the heel? We Young Bucks and Bullet Club, and I'm signing with Vince. World Wrestling Entertainment dotted line on the Prince. Will Kenny Omega make his debut in the States? Taking AJ's title, grave his name on the plates. Will Jericho retire? Who will ever beat Brock Lesnar? Will he re-sign? Who will be his top contender? Will CM Punk return again for one more match? Maybe headline WrestleMania for one more stretch? Maybe HBK, you could keep Ric Flair. Finally get the 1, 2, 3 with a pin overtaker. Will Daniel Bryan stay being cleared to compete? Will they break Asuka's streak? Is she fearing defeat? So many questions to be answered. Got the 411 Wrestle Fandom Radio, and there's a lot more to come. Check us out. Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shoot and what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at NYE Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my NYE VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at NYEVWofRome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish, and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.